I'm Greg and this is Oz by Drone Live. Today I'd like to talk to you about the recent current affairs story on drones. In the story, drone pilots were portrayed as pervs who want to have a look at women in their bikinis at the beach and peeping toms who want to have a look over the fence at what you're doing in your backyard. Well, when we were having a look at that footage, some things came to mind that were not quite right, and I did an investigation. Let's have a look. Recently we had a look at the current affairs story about drones and privacy, and it was this big thing on TV about drones invading your privacy. And when you were looking at that story, you saw people about as big as I am in the screen. Now, I'm only a couple of meters away from the drone. So let's bust the myth and find out what drones and privacy is all about. Now, in Australia, you're only allowed to get as close as 30 meters from a person with a drone in the air. Let's go to 30 meters. Before starting today, I measured this out using a laser tool to go and measure out the distance. So this is a Leica disto that I used to go and measure that out. Let's go and see what 30 meters looks like. Now, in case you didn't notice, there's actually someone already hiding at 30 meters in the background. You didn't probably even notice them before, but that's how I know I've reached that same point. So right now, I've reached 30 meters. And I'm looking down at the screen and I'm having trouble working out where I actually am on the screen. But this is not a fair test anyway. Let's go and put it in the air and see what that looks like. So to make it a little bit fair, I'll be 30 meters in altitude and 30 meters away from where I'm standing. I can see myself now again, which is a little bit better. So we're at 10 meters. "23 meters. Okay, I've reached 30 meters, and as you can see, I'm just a little dot on the screen there. So a little dot on the screen. Now, some people have actually commented that they think, well, what about zoom? One of the aircraft that might be used is a Mavic Pro, for example, which has 2x digital zoom. Let's see what I would look like. So a little bit bigger, but still nothing particularly recognizable. Let's double that and go to 4x zoom. Now, as you can see, each time you blow that up, the picture is getting more and more distorted. Now, I've deliberately kept this at the resolution that would be used on the screen of the person operating the drone. You've got to remember that it is possible that you may capture something in the distance if you're at a really super high resolution. But drone pilots largely are not there to go and perv on people over the fence or at the beach or any of this kind of thing. But let's talk about the truth. So a current affair in their story, they had people that were much bigger than what I looked like when I was at 30 meters. So what does that mean? So either a current affair was zooming and trying to falsify it with camera technology that's not available to your average Joe on the street, or they were flying closer to people. Now, in Australia, it's only lawful to be 30 meters away from a person. Now, a current affair is a TV station and they've got a license that lets them get a little bit closer than that. Hypothetically, they can be 15 meters away from a subject. Now, I don't know about you, but 15 meters away, based on the testing that I did, is still not going to be as big as the people that we saw in the current affair story. So one of two things is happening. Either a current affair is flying closer than they're allowed to by law under the CASA regulations, or number two, they've just falsified and made up the whole story, right? So it's possible that maybe they've got a camera on a stick that they're using to go and pretend to be a drone. I don't know exactly what they did or how they did it, but it certainly is not a representation of the truth. So what should we do about it? Number one, I would suggest you to phone and or write to Channel 9. Ask to speak to the current affair production office and let them know that you believe that they have falsely represented the facts. Number two, write to CASA. You can actually submit a complaint to CASA via their website. Let them know that you believe that a current affair may have been breaching safety guidelines in their story. And number 3, you have the right to actually complain under the Code of Practice for Broadcasting. So these facts were not clearly articulated. A current affair, I believe, has been engaging in false news, fake news, whatever you want to call it. And certainly that kind of behaviour is not permitted under the Code of Practice. So anyway, thanks for watching today. This is Oz by Drone. We have our regular stream at 11 AM Sydney time each week on a Sunday. Please do come and watch us. And for this video, please do like and subscribe to our channel. See you next time. Bye for now.